Let's go. What's up, everybody? It's Crypto Oki. Let's go. All right. Oops, I had this up. um, all right. Starting with the Bitcoin dominance chart. It was pulling back the last couple of days, having a nice day. Obviously, the day is young, so Bitcoin's looking pretty nice. It's actually looking pretty nice on the order book as well. So that's a pretty decent play. And whenever it can be Bitcoin, it's kind of nice. It's the safest as well. So you're kind of getting safety as well. Um, let's look at ETH Bitcoin. It was doing better earlier. Really pulled back. The ETH order book is not looking great. That's um, kind of kept me out and kept me cautious. And it looks like it's just now kind of beginning to be a good thing because yeah, this is what's been making me cautious about ETH recently. I would have been pretty bullish here, honestly. Um, so that's interesting. Yeah, just a few hours ago, this was more towards the top. So, but I mean, if you're looking at ETH, we're working on closing above it. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm just a little cautious there with that order book looking like this. Here's the ETH Bitcoin. It's not as bad, but the USD one's more relevant. All right. Let's look at Litecoin Bitcoin. So yeah, this one's pulling back, which is fine, which is kind of to be expected, right? Now we're going to work on this secondary, this right shoulder. The 200 should be smoothing out. So yeah, I mean, dropping back to the 0.007 area essentially would be pretty nice. This shoulder is this shoulder, so maybe in a couple weeks, and then again. Well, we're getting some numbers all the way up here. We're pulling some big numbers for this average, and once we lose those in about 10 days, this is going to flatten out a lot. So yeah, maybe this week's a pullback against Bitcoin, which would be totally fine, and we create this nice bigger base, higher in space. So yeah, I mean, of course, always wanted to go straight up, but we just need a little bit more symmetry because these are wicks and we had closes over here. So let's get us let's get a little pullback going into August, and then turn this thing around. Yeah, that'll line up perfectly. So I'm liking it, even though Litecoin's not having the greatest. And actually, I was checking this the other day. But if we look at the 7-day percentage gains of the top 100, Litecoin is right there at number 11. So I'm pretty pumped about that. Um, so I mean, I know Ondo's kind of new. LDO, people know that one. There's some here, but El Cardano's up here. But I mean, of the top 25, Litecoin's kind of leading the pack. You have Monero in there. Monero's doing pretty good. I liked what I see now of Monero recently, as in yesterday. I like this kind of breaking this line. Um, I kind of have this again. Monero's been tough for me to trade, but it's something. Anyway, back to Litecoin, Bitcoin. Yeah, I'm fine with this. Let's create another right shoulder. Maybe we give up another, 2%. I'd like us to hold the low of 0.0068. Just how kind of the opposite of this, right? So this last shoulder to just be more shallow. And it's definitely got the complex, right? 1, 2 on the left shoulder. There's the head, one shoulder, and then let's get that second one. Pretty much we will, just because we get one more down day and go up there. So that's looking pretty nice. Litecoin ETH pulling back a little more, but that's fine. And it's just going to take one big day. I mean, yeah, I like that we came up and hit that, struggled with it instead of breaking it from the bottom. So let's get a pullback, and really we're in the last 4 hours, it's been the last like hour. It's kind of come back against ETH. But yeah, let's create a higher low here and bust out of these moving averages, just like we did with XRP against XRP, kind of in this area, right? We kind of came up into it, struggled into it, and now kind of turned it into support and have gone higher. It's pulling back now, kind of to be expected, because Litecoin kind of has that. It doesn't make me more bullish on XRP, even though it's having a good day, because we have some resistance up here. So yeah, a little pullback into the 41 area is totally fine. These moving averages are going to help us now. They're going to be spread out, going vertical. So this is looking really nice to me, even though today is not. Was there anything else with the pairs? I guess that's pretty much it with the pairs. Actually, let's check out Monero Bitcoin. Okay, not much, but interesting. Tomorrow will be interesting for me. I like this breakout because it had so many. It just was sitting on that line, and it kind of had this false breakout and then another false breakout. I was like, okay, a third one, plus it gained strength. That was pretty nice. So we'll see. But yeah, Monero's doing all right against Bitcoin. Yeah, against Bitcoin again, breaking this 0.0054 area will be interesting. All right, let's get into Litecoin daily. I'm really liking how it's just banging up against this trend line and some decent volume. We want a big volume day, over this. A double would be great, and I think we could get that. I want us to break with some enthusiasm, not like just kind of break because we went sideways and hit this line like we did previously, which hasn't led to any sustained rallies. But I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot. I mean, we're essentially breaking out right now, depending on how you trade. You could, you know, so that's nice. Let's just look at the 4 hour. Yeah, I'm loving this action here. I'm really liking that. Because that's why, I mean, yeah, I know today's not the greatest, but if you look at some of the other ones, you know, yeah, there's still some resistance above, like all that. Bitcoin's looking nice, but still, it's got some. ETH kind of a double top-ish. I mean, this could be off, but again, because of the order book, I'm hesitant on ETH. And then if you look at Litecoin, all that above, just retest, but instantly being bought up. So yeah, I'm pretty bullish here, even though I would love to see Litecoin be the leader of the day, per usual. Um, let's look at some more moving averages. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a slow grind higher to start. I mean, 10% day would be great. Who knows? Um, the order book. And the order book has been pretty decent for Litecoin as well. Against Bitcoin, it's been great. And against the USD, time will tell. This thing could easily just break over, dump over because of all the. I know it's not a ton, but it seems to be pretty sensitive to this selling pressure, which we're getting again. But on the flip side, if we could go higher with this, that would really tell us that this is a rally. Um, so yeah, I like this. And if we look at the weekly, yeah, just getting above, which we're only like 15 cents below, I think, or a dime below. This will kick off our TD. We got a green 2 above a green 1, which is again a buying opportunity. So, the buying opportunity is right here, and the safest play is just waiting for it to go above 47.87 and buying there. Um, and it's kind of coming back today, so we'll see. I love this. 2 green candles, maybe a third green candle holding the highs. Um, it's kind of its own pullback, right, where it just kind of stayed, and it can gain some strength going higher. So yeah, I'm pretty bullish here on Litecoin. Um, I think we got a good chance to go higher and to outperform the market, which it did last week. Um, let's see if it does that this week. But there's Bitcoin. You can't. Um, it's hard to beat Bitcoin. So that's fine. Let's see what else. I saw that the Ethereum Classic halving is tomorrow, so I'm just gonna keep an eye on that, maybe for a day trade or something. I don't know. Probably not. I would lose money if I do that. Yeah, this is the which sometimes it keeps me out of good trades, being too scared of this chart. But this is what's scaring me with ETH. Otherwise, I'd be super bullish ETH here probably. Stellar. Yeah, and I'm just not trusting Stellar and XRP too much. I think they could pop higher, but I'm just gonna probably wait on the sidelines there. It's just not look. If a few other things were lined up, I'd say yeah, go for it. But Bitcoin's looking good on the dominance chart. Um, Litecoin is looking good. There's a few other opportunities I would rather pursue. But yeah, there you have it. Let's go. Peace.